It's widely reported that the only team Damian Lillard wants to play for this upcoming season is the Miami Heat. Lillard joins a long list of NBA stars who have similarly had a single-focused destination, but as Lillard waits to see how his trade request pans out, the NBA is chiming in the form of a memo sent to all 30 teams over the weekend. The memo says in part, quote, recent media reports stated that Damian Lillard's agent, Aaron Goodwin, called multiple NBA teams to warn them against trading for Lillard because of Lillard's only desired trade destination in Miami. Goodwin also made public comments indicating that Lillard would not fully perform the services called for under his player contract if traded to another team. It continued, we have advised Goodwin and Lillard that any future comments made privately to teams or publicly suggesting Lillard will not fully perform the services called for under his player contract in the event of a trade will subject Lillard to discipline by the NBA. Stephen A., like I mentioned, this is not the first time a star has wanted control where he was traded. Was the NBA right to send this memo?
I don't believe they were. And I'm pretty ticked off about it from this perspective. I think it brings into question. I understand the NBA had to do it based on what some teams were saying, but I think it brings into question the character of a Damian Lillard, and I don't appreciate that. I've known the man pretty much his entire career. We talk frequently. I know Damian Lillard. If Damian Lillard is not traded, he's going to stay in Portland and he's going to ball. Does he want to leave? Yes. Does he feel that he's given them enough of all he's had throughout his career? Yes. Does he want to be a part of a reclamation project? Of course he does not. And he has made that clear. But the reality is to bring into question his character as if you don't trade him, he gonna play like garbage. He's not gonna fulfill his obligations and stuff like that. Anybody that knows Damian Lillard knows he's not made of that cloth. When you look at the Portland Trail Blazers, they wanted to get in the Wembanyama sweepstakes. He missed games because they wanted to prioritize being in a lottery sweepstakes so they could possibly get the #1 overall pick and get Victor Wembanyama. They didn't pull that off, but they ended up getting the #3 pick and drafting Scoot Henderson, who obviously plays the same position as Damian Lillard. Does Damian Lillard want to go to Miami? Yes. Did he speak to his agent, Aaron Goodwin, and say, make it very, very clear to everybody, that's where I want to go? Sure. Did Aaron Goodwin call around the league and tell everybody? No, because he doesn't have to. He's looking at it. This is where my client wants to go. He's made his intentions obvious. So please understand that that's where his mentality lies. If you're Aaron Goodwin, do you think that you should be happy about Damian Lillard wanting to go to one destination? If you want to go to a multitude of other places, that makes Aaron Goodwin's job that much easier. Whether it's New York or someplace or LA or someplace else. It would be much easier and much more convenient for Aaron Goodwin to sit up there and have a multitude of options. The fact that that doesn't appear to be the case for the moment is because his client told him what he wants. I have an agent. You have an agent. What does my agent go to the powers that be and articulate? What the hell I ask him to? That's what he does. You represent me. This is what I want. Make sure you send that message. You trying to tell me there's a violation because Aaron Goodwin echoed the wishes of his client? That is utterly ridiculous. And these people that are around the league that are acting like this is a big deal, listen, if you're Portland, don't trade him or trade him. I personally have begged Damian Lillard for 6 years to ask out of Portland. He'll tell anybody that. It's the absolute truth. I personally said to him, I don't know why you ruling out New York. What do you mean you don't know if you could play with Jalen Brunson? What do you mean you don't know if you can figure out Julius Randle with Tom Thibodeau as your coach? You can make some things happen. Now, whether he listens or not is his business and his decision. But whatever it is, he has a right to tell his agent that who represents him, and his agent has every right to articulate, this is what my client wishes for. A memo because of that? Really? It's utterly ridiculous. I'm going to say it for the last time. We have an agent in this business. My agent's job is to strive to do what the hell I tell him to do. He represents me. It's not the other way around. Yeah. And him articulating that message, last time I checked, is business. I don't understand for the life of me how that's a problem that requires a memo from the league and threats of ramifications or repercussions or whatever. If I want out, I want out. Period.
That was very passionate. Do you think you were inspired by Paul Heyman being on First Take earlier?
I think so. I think Paul Heyman is very inspirational. I mean, it's one of the few people on the planet Earth that I said, damn, I don't know if I could out-talk him.
You felt like you could take notes, right?
I don't think I got to take notes. I mean, I aspired to be a Wiseman, a manager in the WWE myself. But then I said, if I got to go against him, I got a lot to learn.
It would be a humbling experience
It would be a humbling.
I'd love to have a
It would be a humbling experience. But
all
hey,
right, do we have time to talk about your Yankees?
Yes. What about them?
Okay.
What about them?
So the 2023 MLB trade deadline is today at 6 p.m. Eastern, and it seems like there are more contenders and fewer sellers than usual this year. It's because there are 19 teams that are 500 or better, and that's the most entering August since 2010. Meanwhile, your Yanks have yet to make a move. They're struggling, Stephen A. New York has not fared well in division play as of late, going 4-12 in their last 16 games versus the AL East. They find themselves last in the division entering August for the first time since when? I need to read this again. They find themselves last in the division entering August for the first time since 1990. How do you feel about the state?
Well, I'm not happy.
The Bronx Bucks?
I'm not happy. I will say the one piece of solace is that they're not worse than the New York Mets. We simply can't have that kind of blasphemy taking place. They're not worse than the New York Mets, so obviously you recently traded Scherzer and looking to trade Verlander and stuff like that. But in the end, I'm not satisfied. I mean, the New York Yankees haven't won a World Series since 2009. They were knocking on the door of ALCS, but the Astros used garbage cans to beat them, tricked them and all of this stuff, stealing signs and all of that. We all know about that story. But in the end, what it comes down to is looking at them now, they're a subpar team. A lot of it had to do with Aaron Judge being injured. They're 24-30 without him. They're 31-21 with him.
Yeah.
He's averaging a home run every 9.1 at-bats, which is a little bit better than last year where he was averaging a home run every 9.2 at-bats. Giancarlo Stanton and others got to step up as well. I'm not happy. I'm not happy by a long shot, but I will concede that these are the New York Yankees, and even though I will concede that they're not going to win the World Series because there's simply too many teams that are better than them, doesn't mean there still isn't hope for them to make the postseason. I believe in them. I'm going to hold on to that belief until further notice.
All right.
Don't look at me like that.
No, I was just giving you a moment just to process all your feelings.
That's what you do. I mean, you just rub it in. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do.
Oh, thanks for watching. Be sure to watch First Take Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern.
I need a different
ESPN.
photo of us there. I need a different photo of us in the
Oh, why? Because I'm in the front? And
No. I just think I look a lot better in person than I do at that photo right there. I mean, they could do a better
there's so
job.
many Photoshops of you swarming around
Horrible.
the internet. I don't know what's going on.
No
We'll be
representation
back
of how I look.
10 a.m. Eastern
right?
tomorrow on ESPN and on YouTube every day for exclusive debates. Thanks for hanging with us, guys.